Some time had passed in 1993. Although there was no desire in my heart to think about giving up the association of my friends and everyone in ISKCON society, but a strong pulling was there. I again want to meet with Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And we used to go in parikrama, Brajamanda parikrama. Especially Vrinda would go a whole month, and I would come for 5-6 days. So when I came to the ISKCON temple, and I wanted to know, I had not heard anything from Vrinda, because that time there was no internet. No, there was little. Sometimes writing letters we would do, but even telephone we did not use telephone to check. We just had faith that everything is okay. If some problem, then some message will come. So when we came to the ISKCON temple, and I asked the devotees there, how is the parikram going and how is Vrinda? Then they said parikram is going on, but we don't know where is Vrinda. She is not in parikram. I said, no, she is not there. Oh, really? I said, then where is she? Then I asked several devotees and they said, we don't know, we have no idea. Then I went to that same devotee who had brought us to Srila Gurudeva. She now lives in Hawaii. And I asked her, so now, I said, I want to know, I am very curious if something happened or not, but where is Vrinda? Oh, you don't know, she said, as if it is, everybody knows. She is in Mathura, she said. In Mathura, I said, what she's doing there? She's staying with Srila Bhakti. Oh, then I became so happy. Now I was thinking, there is nothing, any reason for me to stay here. I can also go to Mathura. So then I had gone to Mathura maybe once in my life. I don't know how far it is. And we are from Holland. And Holland we have learned to be very frugal, or to not spend so much money unless it is necessary. So then I thought I can go by rickshaw or anyhow. So I asked here and there, and then the cheapest was by Tonga. You know what is Tonga? By a horse car. Or bullock car, anyhow. So we went in horse car perhaps. And it took a long time, and it was going up and down, and I did not know it was so far. So finally we arrived in Mathura, and then came to Keshavji Gaudiya Math. There I asked, does anyone know one lady is here from Holland? Yes, we know she's here. So where is she? Then she's in that room. Then I went to the room where she was staying, and I knocked on the door, and the room was open. Then the room was 1/3 of this room, not very big, like a simple room, And in the room were 8 ladies, and all were happy and smiling, Then I knew something in this place is like extraordinary, because how can 8 ladies stay in the same room and be happy? It is very big mystery, Gurudev said that very difficult for ladies to be in one room. They need some privacy. So 8 of them. Then I asked, how are you and what happened? And then she said, I don't know what happened, but I end up here. It is not within my control. Something, incident happened in the parikram, and I decided I cannot stay with parikram. I should go. And then I remember how we were having the association darshan of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj last year. And in the meantime, we had also heard his followers are there in England. So she said, I decided to go here. So I was very happy. Then I went to see Srila Gurudeva and I thanked him for looking after Vrinda, and then I asked him, that actually that happened the next day. I was very happy that Vrinda, and I went back to ISKCON and stayed in my room. But next day I came again and I sat outside Gurudev's room, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, waiting for having opportunity to have his darshan. And in my heart, I had made some decision. That was that I don't know why, but although I had taken firm decision, I will only take initiation from Srila Prabhupada, even if I have to wait 1 lifetime, 10 lifetimes, 100 lifetimes. But I was so attracted to Srila Gurudeva. In that year also we had studied his books, whatever was there, his parikram book and his lectures, and became more attracted. So I wanted to take shelter with him. So before doing that, I was in the night before staying in ISKCON, I was asking different devotees who were close to Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj or Gurudev. They were leaders in ISKCON, and I had some friendship, affinity with them. And I asked 3 of them, who were very close to Gurudev, going always hearing his Harikatha. I asked the first one, that is Buddhijan Prabhu. Perhaps you have heard his name or not. He is he's still there. And he is a very responsible devotee, education and everything. And they used to come with his wife, Yogatarini, to Srila Gurudeva and asking so many good questions and getting so much help and encouragement in their development of Krishna consciousness. So I asked him, I would like your advice. I said, I have seen some change in my heart. I want to take full shelter with Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. What is your advice? He said, he is like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He said, my Guru Maharaj, he can give you prema in 1 second. This is very important. Someone who can touch our hearts in 1 second and instigate and inspire real, Sudha, pure Krishna prema. Very rare such a person. Even meeting him for 1 moment is enough to change our complete direction in life. So he said, he is not like us. He said, we are also Guru. We give initiation. He said, but we have to first convince a student to chant 16 rounds and to follow 4 regulative principles and to have faith in us. If they don't have faith in us, he said, then we cannot help them. So we have to cultivate the relationship for 1 year, 2 years, sometimes longer, to make sure that this person is really serious or not. But he said he is not in this category. He can change the heart of anyone in 1 second and attract their full attention and their interest in Krishna Bhakti, pure Krishna Bhakti. So he said, you are very lucky. Then I went to the second one, that was Dhanudhar Swami. He is also still there. He was teacher in ISKCON here and sannyasi, very nice Vaishnava also. And they all knew me because they always had their meetings in Mayapur and we were temple president, and I always wanted that something should change in their management because they did not allow Gaudiya Vaishnavas to participate in their guidance of new people, new devotees and older devotees. Although they themselves would go to hear, they did not allow the younger devotees to benefit from this highest association. So important. So I asked his advice and he said, this is the best thing you can do. you have my full approval. Yeah. Then I asked one other Vaishnava, that time his name was Ayodhyapati. He was a good friend of mine at that time and always helping, encouraging me. And he said, if you take initiation from Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he said, he will make you cry and cry and cry the rest of your life. Yeah. So I said to myself, oh, this is what I want. I want someone who can change my heart, who can ignite, yeah, a real interest in Krishna Bhakti. Yeah. So next day I came and I waited outside Gurudev's room for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Finally, after Aarti, 8:30, he came out his room. Though perhaps before there was some, but there were always so many people in the room. So then he came outside, started walking in the temple in Mathura. I went up to him and I asked him, may I ask you a question? He said, yes. He said, I want to learn about pure bhakti. Will you accept me as your student? Yeah. Then he looked at me, he said, I don't know anything about pure bhakti. He said, yeah. And my English is not good, and I am old man also, he said. Then I again looked at him and I said, I am convinced that you know everything about pure bhakti. And I have no difficulty understanding. Yeah, and then he looked at me with a big smile. And then he said, you come tomorrow? In the morning. Yeah. They were also doing parikrama those days. So I said, you come tomorrow morning. And I had only 2 more days in India. Then what happened? I went to Vrindavan. I said, tomorrow morning I'm going to take initiation. What? She said. So soon? I said, yes, I don't want to waste any time. Yeah, I'm only 2 more days. I have made my heart. I said, I don't know what you are doing. You can think, because Vrinda needs to think always. It is good, all angles she wants to know, and then she will go for it. So she was thinking, and she had some desire, yeah, to hear more from Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, who also a beautiful Vaishnava. But something was there in Gurudev which was so attractive, especially his desire to help and to explain the very intricate nature of Krishna Bhakti in the English language to devotees who are very eager to know what is pure bhakti. Yeah. And how Gurudev explained it, it was very natural for me, as if it was, yeah, completely confirming what I felt in my heart. Like reading Bhagavad Gita, it was crystal clear. Yeah. And Vrinda was thinking, and then okay, after some time she said, I am also going to take initiation. I said, you must be sure. Yeah. Then, yes, I'm sure. Yeah. So then next day we prepared ourselves for initiation. In the morning there was no time because everyone went for parikrama. We went to Gokul, Mahavan. There is one temple, that is Krishna's birthplace, and Raval is there. And in Gokul Mahavan there was one temple, and Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj was coming there to do the Pran Pratishtha of the deities. And other Vaishnavas were there, and we observed the festival. Gurudev spoke Harikatha, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. And then we honored Prasadam, and Gurudev said, when we come back, I will give you initiation. So I had purchased some gift for Gurudev and some donation. And then we came back, and in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, Gurudev called us in his room. And he gave us everything, Harinam, Mantra, Diksha. And I gave him present. And this is very helpful for all devotees worldwide. Yeah. I gave him a t-shirt. And on the t-shirt was Radha and Krishna picture. And some maybe words that I lost my heart in Vrindavan, whatever. Something. But, or maybe only Radha Krishna picture. And Gurudev looked at it, he said, oh, this is so beautiful, he said, but I cannot wear this, he said, because if I wear it, then I'll have to wash it, and I cannot put Radha and Krishna in any inconvenient situation, he said. He never liked, Gurudev, these things that you put, even chadars with the Mahamantra, he did not like to wear them or anything. He liked very simple, and we should honor. We should not take so cheap all these sacred and transcendental items, personalities. Yeah. So that was also very helpful for me because we don't know all these things. Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada was a little different. He would accept everything and wear so many rings and very nice clothes, but Gurudev, very simple. Yeah, very heart-touching also. Then I asked Gurudev, may I ask one question? Now we are the object of your mercy, and I have only one question. Yeah, that is one small doubt. He said, yes, you can ask. I said, I have, up to now, I said, practiced a little bit the process of bhakti. And within my heart, I am completely attached to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And I have given my heart completely to him. Yeah. So now, I don't know what happened, how I became attracted to you, and I have accepted you. But now only, how can I, what should I do now? How can I also accept you in my heart? And he started laughing. He said, very easy. He said, any materialistic person, he said, he cannot give his heart to two persons, wholly. He has to divide. But really, he said, when we practice bhakti, our heart, when we give it to one person, he said, and we meet another beautiful, transcendental person, again, he said, what will happen? Our heart will become bigger, and that person also will be accommodated in our heart. He said, this is the nature of transcendental process of pure Krishna consciousness. By that process, he said, after some time we will be able to accommodate. And Srila Prabhupada said the same, but how it works in practice I could not understand. So Gurudev explained very nicely. He said, our heart will grow bigger and bigger, and we will be able to accommodate all transcendental eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Guru Parampara, our Goswamis within our heart. And what to speak, he said, if we enter the transcendental realm, all Radha Krishna's associates, and really this is the meaning of Krishna consciousness.
His Harikatha. Why? Because we used to travel with him all Braj Mandala, and he was the only speaker. There were no more speakers. Only he would speak Harikatha in Terkadamba, in Nandagaon, in Varsana, in Govardhan, in Radha-Kunda. Every single place he would go with us, and he would walk so fast. We had to run after him. He was so fast. And he spoke Harikatha himself the whole month. It was so austere. And it was, we used to stay in really, really austere places. We used to stay, for example, in Varsana, in one Modi Bhavan, in Nandagaon. That year, 1996 was the first parikama. Actually, we never stayed there again because it was too austere for the Westerns. But we stayed that year, and I got the best room, which was a little room alone because I had my baby, which was 2 years old. And I was with my trolley, taking him all over Braj Mandala. And Gurudev, I remember there in Nandagaon, he would sit and say, I want that you should live like Rupa and Raghunath. And he always gave us this mood that we had to live so simply, so austere. But it's not like something that you say, okay, I'm going to live like this. No, he had the power. Actually, I realized nobody's doing this now. I don't see anybody who has this, I don't know if power or speciality of Gurudev, that he would have the power to change completely your attachment to comfort and to aesthetics and to sense gratification. I remember that I had my very long, beautiful hair. Everybody would say, every person would say, your hair is so beautiful, your hair is so beautiful. And my beautiful saris, like I returned my whole saris after Kartik. And I said, I want to dress in white, because I had a friend, her name was Manjari. And she was really crazy for Prem, crazy for Manjari Bab. And actually, I never knew any person other than her that lived the way she lived. Nobody could live the way she lived, like in a room like 1 meter times 1 meter, and in such austere conditions. And she said, you should shave your head. In the day he gave me Harinam. And I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, Gurudev wants you to do it. So I'm like, okay. And then I shaved my head the day he gave me Harinam. It was like crazy. And I dressed white, and and Gurudev, he changed my life completely. It's like, I remember, because of the way I was brought up, in my house, my family, there was so much like aesthetic, like so many paintings, and everything had to be like the sofa with the pillows like this. Everything was, it's all about aesthetics in my house, how I was brought up. So I was always very concerned of this. But it was the first time in my life that I didn't care at all if I was wearing like a striped shirt with pants with flowers. Of course, now it's like the fashion to wear everything mixed, but at that time it was like anti-aesthetic. So you didn't care about what you were wearing. You didn't care at all. For the first time in my life, you didn't care. It wasn't important at all. When I remember Gurudev, who had such a power to give this like vairagya. And vairagya people translate it like renunciation, but that's not the right word. The word is, he made you completely detached. You were detached from material comfort completely, and from material, like in need of sense gratification.
Was beginning his Sikh Leela. It's kind of like we saw it and kind of knew, but we didn't want to really accept it, that it wouldn't be long, because Gurudev, as we all know, over the years he had been in and out of the hospital, heart attacks, different things, but then yet you see him and he's so strong and vibrant. And so sometimes we would lose scope of the fact that he may leave us. But then I guess when he was finally ready to leave, he actually showed us more and more that that it would be sometime soon that he left. And so in 2010, as I said again, I went to Badger only 2 times in my existence. It's 2000 when I met Gurudev, and 2010 when I last saw him. And one devotee from New York, who was a friend of mine also, he was traveling to Badger with his wife, and my wife and I, we were also going. And we made a plan to save money that we would meet in the Los Angeles airport. We would rent a car to keep expenses down, and we would share a cabin and drive up to Badger together. So as we were driving up to Badger, we were speaking to one another. We were just talking, chit-chatting, and glorifying Srila Gurudeva as much as we could. And I was mentioning to this devotee. I said I always wanted to understand, what is this Vishram Bena Guru Seva? I would really like the opportunity to be able to have and to serve Srila Gurudeva in a very, very personal, sweet way. And so this was just a conversation I was having with him. And so by and by, we made our way up to Badger. That night, we took rest, and the next day, that next evening, Srila Gurudeva was to begin his programs. And so when Srila Gurudeva was coming from his room, as always, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, big kirtan was going on, and I offered my Dandava Pranam. And when I got up, there were hundreds of devotees there, but Srila Gurudeva, he was reaching for me like this. And so in the past, due to the awe and reverential kind of mood, I would not have gone for it, but something in my heart told me, go for it, Shyam. So I went and I put one arm around Srila Gurudeva, and he put one arm around me because I had my hand in my mouth bag at the time. Anyway, and so, but the most amazing thing and what I got from that is that Srila Gurudeva was letting me know, don't think that I don't know your heart. because on the way I was talking about this, and out of all the devotees that were there, he was reaching for me. So he was letting me know, and then this is something that I carry with me now, and will carry forever. And it was just again another confirmation about, for me, who he was. He was not an ordinary personality. He knew everything, and he was a very, very powerful, sweet Mahabhagavad Vaishnava.